डॉक्टर सुधीर पारिक जो अमेरिका में आज से लगभग 60 साल पहले जाने के बाद उन्होंने हिंदुस्तान का नाम ही नहीं रोशन किया, बल्कि अमेरिका में उनकी शख्सियत एक शीर्ष लोगों में से की जाती है। चाहे बिल क्लिंटन अमेरिका के राष्ट्रपति हों, चाहे ओबामा, डॉक्टर साहब के सामने डॉक्टर साहब से मिलने के लिए, उनसे नज़दीकी बढ़ाने के लिए सारे लोग आतुर रहे हैं। डॉक्टर साहब ने अपने लंबे मेडिकल प्रोफेशन, फिलैंथ्रोपी के जनरस अपने समाज सेवा के क्षेत्र में, और उन्होंने एक कम्युनिटी सर्विस के लिए बहुत ज़्यादा योगदान किया है। उनके योगदान को भारतवर्ष के अलावा अमेरिका के कोने कोने का व्यक्ति जानता है कि डॉक्टर सुधीर पारिक ने किस किस तरह से वहाँ कम्युनिटी की सेवा की है और भारतवर्ष का नाम आगे बढ़ाने में एक अहम भूमिका अदा की है। डॉक्टर सुधीर पारिक जी का स्वागत है। नमस्कार डॉक्टर साहब।
नमस्कार।
इंडिया में डॉक्टर साहब का आज स्वागत है। अब डॉक्टर साहब, हम लोग बातचीत शुरू करने से पहले ये जानना चाहेंगे कि आप किस उद्देश्य को लेके आप अमेरिका गए थे?
हम अमेरिका गए थे इन 1971 for more better education after the having medical education here in India. I always wanted to do something or get some better, more educations from the Western countries, and that was the sole purpose of going to the America. But before I went to America, I had a nostalgic thinking and feeling that all my professors are trained in England. They had either FRCS or MRCP in medical terms, those who were surgeon or physician. And so I wanted to go there in England, do the MRCP or FRCS, come back to Ahmedabad, my hometown, and serve the people of Ahmedabad. And that was that's why, even though I was qualified, I had a visa to go to USA, but I did not go there, and I went to England. And what with my good luck and blessing of the God, I was given a position of the residency doctor in one of the oldest medical hospital of the world, which is called Saint Bartholomew Hospital. And there it was founded by Henry II in 11th century. And out of 600 doctors there, I was only Asian doctor, not Indian, but Asian doctor, because it was even for English boys or doctors to get into that hospital. I stayed there for 4 years, did get a great education, and then I decided to go to the USA. And then in USA again, I did a post-graduation, and then started my own practice. But because I always believed that being a doctor, a direct communication with the patient is very important and very rewarding and very satisfying.
डॉक्टर साहब, उसके बाद आपने ये किस वजह से फैसला किया कि आपको अमेरिका में रह के ही अब आगे की अपनी यात्रा शुरू करनी है?
मैं जब अमेरिका गया तब हमने डिसाइड किया था कि मैं अमेरिका आऊँगा, हायर एजुकेशन लूँगा, और अमेरिका इज़ अ लैंड ऑफ अपॉर्चुनिटी. सो I wanted to take kind of lack of the better word, not advantage, but to be part of that better opportunities. And after I finished my post-graduation at Columbia, I started my asthma, allergy, and pulmonary disease specialty in USA. And first I started, and in no time, because that specialty is very unique and very kind of not many people who had that specialty. So I become very, very busy in my practice. And then I said that I was not very satisfied in a sense that I was saying, oh, okay, I'm very busy, so what? I need to do something more than that. So then I started approaching the retiring physicians or our specialists in my specialty and asked them to whether are you interested in selling your practice? Because in America, practice can be sold. It's like a commodity. So, and if you are interested in selling practice, you can sell the practice, you can sell your real estate, and you don't have to. I mean, you don't have to retire. You can still keep working, and that most of the doctor liked it because doctor never retires usually from the work. So that's how I collected almost 27 practices in last 40 years.
डॉक्टर साहब, अमेरिका, लंदन या कहीं भी हिंदुस्तान का व्यक्ति जब जाता है बाहर तो उसका उद्देश्य रहता है पैसा पैदा करना। हमने अमेरिका जाके ये चीज़ देखी कि आपका प्रोफेशन में जिस बुलंदी पर नाम है उतना ही आपका शीर्ष पर नाम आपने फिलैंथ्रोपी जन सेवा में हासिल किया है। तो जन सेवा आपने पैसा पैदा करने के साथ फिलैंथ्रोपी का ये आपके मन में ये कहाँ से विचार आया और इस दिशा में आप कैसे चल पड़े?
क्योंकि I always kind of wanted to do, I always believe in that always everyone should do is to give back to the society. जब आप सोसाइटी को वापस कुछ भी देते हो, अपना टाइम देते हो, अपना रिसोर्सेज देते हो, तो सोसाइटी गेट्स ऑलवेज बेटर. एंड इसलिए मैंने और मुझे इंडिया के लिए लव फॉर मदरलैंड वाज सो डीपली इंट्रेंच इन मी दैट स्टार्टिंग फ्रॉम द 80s मैंने यूएस इंडिया रिलेशन में इन्वॉल्वमेंट शुरू किया, क्योंकि वो टाइम पे in USA, lot of congressmen and senators were anti-India because they were somehow thought that India is a very socialist country, India is very poor country, India is less educated country, and so forth. And we tried to educate them one by one to tell them the richness of the India culture and so forth. And in 92, we convinced 2 congressmen to start the India Caucus. India Caucus is a group of the member of parliament or member of Congress who are pro-India. And the whole idea behind that, before that, any resolution or help bill used to come to the Congress for India was getting defeated. So we wanted to change that, and that's why we created this pro-India, pro-sympathetic towards India congressmen in one group, and that was called India Caucus. And you can see that today, because of that India Caucus, USA and India relation is risen to the very different height. Of course, USA also has interest in India because of the large middle class population, large consumer market, and all those American company has interest in India. And for the part of this US-India relation, we try to educate our second generation to work or do internship or observership in US Congress offices, so they can get exposed to the government working, and they can be a part of in the future, part of the US Congress or US Senate. Because I believe that if you want to claim a piece of pie, for American pie, sort of, then you must be a part of the mainstream politics or mainstream society. Unless you become mainstream society, you cannot your community cannot be successful, as we saw in Uganda and we saw in other African countries, because people were not getting into the part of the society. They were not touching the society, local society there. And that's why we also started this India Day parade. Now we have this largest India Day parade on 15th August outside India. and almost 150 200,000 people, mainly the American people, they come to watch that India Day parade, to see, and we had 35-40 floats on that parade, and we display all our culture, our heritage, our oneness, and that's the only way to this our young generation can understand what India freedom was, how much freedom fighter fought for that, and American can see that how rich the India is, how the rich culture and heritage is, and that also another connecting link between young second generation of Indian American and India.
डॉक्टर साहब, आपने प्रोफेशनल तौर पर समाज की सेवा की, फिलैंथ्रोपी के तौर पर आपने कम्युनिटी को मजबूत करने के लिए काम किया, और आपने दोनों को साथ में मिला के हिंदुस्तान और अमेरिका के रिलेशन को आप डिकेड्स से मजबूत करते चले आए हैं। इस सारे प्रोसेस में बहुत आपका संसाधन लगता है, अपना पैसा खर्च करते हैं, समय खर्च करते हैं, अपने मित्रों को शामिल करते हैं। तो आपको क्या लगता है कि जब से आप हिंदुस्तान से गए हैं, किस लेवल पर भारत और अमेरिका के संबंध थे और उनको कहाँ पर लेके आज हम पहुँचे हैं?
पहले बिफोर 90s भारत और अमेरिका के रिलेशन बहुत अच्छे नहीं थे, और हमको वो लोग मानते थे कि हम लोग लेस एजुकेटेड है, वेरी पुअर है, और न्यूयॉर्क टाइम्स यूज्ड टू शो अस फोटोग्राफ इन their newspaper almost every week or twice a week, lady sleeping on the sidewalk, footpath, and the dog is sleeping with her, and this was our image in Western countries, and that we wanted to change, and I'm very proud to say that we changed now. And now India is, as we know, that is the fifth largest economy, going to be soon. And we are, our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi's leadership, we are kind of a force to reckon with in the world stage. And that's why I feel so happy and very satisfied that I have done this. And of course, Government of India has recognized me with the Padma Shri as well as Pravasi Bharati Samman, which are the highest NRI award, Pravasi Bharati Samman, and Padma Shri, as we all know, is the highest, one of the highest civilian award.
देखिए, भारत सरकार ने आपको पद्म श्री और अमेरिका की सरकार ने, उनके सिविल सोसाइटीज़ ने आपको एक नहीं अनगिनत सम्मान दिए हैं। इन सम्मान की वजह ये बताई गई है कि आपने सोसाइटी, सरकार और कम्युनिटी के लिए बहुत कुछ किया है। अब आप ये बता सकते हैं हमारे देश के लोगों को कि जो यंग जनरेशन जा रही है, हिंदुस्तान से अमेरिका जा रही है या किसी भी देश में जा रही है, उसका बिहेवियर क्या हो रहा है, उसको देश के लिए कैसे करना चाहिए और सोसाइटी के लिए कैसे क्या काम करना चाहिए?
माय मैसेज, मेरा यंग लोगों के मैसेज ये है कि आप अमेरिका जाओ, कोई भी वेस्टर्न कंट्री में जाओ, अपना ज़्यादा learn more in your specialty or in your education, make it more powerful, earn a lot of money if you have able to earn with honestly and ethically, but also remember that what you are is because of Mother India. If Mother India did not give you the basic education, for example, in my case, when we were studying the medicine, we were studying medicine with the 500 rupees per year fees. I mean, and then we become a doctor. So how can we forget that kind of obligation of our country to ourselves? And so I always tell that young people that be successful in your profession, but remember, part of your life, daily life even, has to be given to the community, to betterment of the community, bring the community together, promote the community, and promote the Mother India. Because if you do that, then you have done enough thing for the Mother India.
डॉक्टर साहब, आपको ये जितने भी सम्मान मिले हैं, वो आज भी आपकी की गई समाज सेवा, देश के प्रति लगाव और एक प्रोफेशनल जो आपका डेडिकेशन है उसके तुलना में बहुत सारी चीज़ें कम हैं। आप ये देश के लोगों को बताएं कि इस समय विदेश में जाके आपका क्या अनुभव रहा है कि जो यंग जनरेशन जा रही है उसका रुझान किस तरफ है, देश के प्रति कितना है, सोशल सर्विस के प्रति कितना है और अपने प्रोफेशनल जो उसका अचीवमेंट है उसकी ओर कितना है, इसमें कैसे वो अपने को बैलेंस करे।
ऑब्वियसली जो यंग जनरेशन यहाँ से वेस्टर्न कंट्रीज़ में जा रहे हैं और इवन हमारे बच्चे जो यंग जनरेशन है, देयर मेन गोल यूजुअली एट दैट एज is to become successful in their own profession, and that is understandable. But they must remember that they must remember where their parents came from, where their ancestry came from, and help that country, in our case, Mother India, and all the economically, socially, and culturally. And if you give even 5% of your time for the Mother India, then I think Mother India will be happy, community will be happy, and at the end you will be happy.
डॉक्टर साहब, वहाँ के लोगों ने, अमेरिका के लोगों ने हमको बताया कि चाहे बिल क्लिंटन राष्ट्रपति हों, चाहे बराक ओबामा हों या ट्रंप हों, कोई वहाँ का ऐसा राष्ट्रपति नहीं रहा है जिसने आपके नज़दीक आके भारत को नज़दीक से समझने की कोशिश नहीं की है। अब आप, लेकिन आपका दर्जा, आपका स्टेटस अमेरिका में, न्यूयॉर्क और वाशिंगटन में डिप्लोमेट से कहीं ऊपर है। आपने अपनी पूरी लाइफ में दर्जनों डिप्लोमेट, सैकड़ों डिप्लोमेट्स देखे। तो डिप्लोमेट्स को, रिलेशन को, अंतर्राष्ट्रीय संबंधों को, भारत और अमेरिका के रिश्तों को मजबूत करने के लिए एक डिप्लोमेट्स के अंदर किन चीज़ों का समावेश होना चाहिए और किन चीज़ों का उनमें अभाव है?
Well, all the diplomats, they are doing their best to promote India's interest in America. But because of their limitations, by law they cannot approach the congressmen and senators directly. So they need the community. And the people like me, who is very close to the congressmen and senators, we are the really bridge between the Mother India and U.S. Congress, U.S. Senates. For example, when India and America was talking about U.S.-India nuclear deal, most of the senators in Senate, they were against that treaty. Even President George Bush wanted that treaty, but senators were against. Even senators of his own party were against, because of the lot of geopolitical politics of the, because they don't want India to be a nuclear power at the end of the day. So that's why that time we converted, we means myself and few other friends, those who are into this crusade of US-India relation, we converted each and every senator, those who were against us. Even I took the ambassador for 4 or 5 senators meeting, and because that's only way they can get the meeting with the senators. If somebody like a person like us or me, who are very close to the senators and who help senators in their other initiative, including their election. So that's how we did. We one by one we converted or convinced those senators, and at the end, U.S. Senate passed the U.S.-India nuclear deal, and that was a great success. As how the community, if they work together, they can achieve anything for India.
तो सब आपने हमेशा न्यूक्लियर डील की बात ली, हमको उसके अलावा भी आपके दोनों देशों को मजबूत करने के लिए आपने बहुत प्रयास किए हैं। लेकिन आज की तारीख में भारत और अमेरिका के संबंध कहाँ पर खड़े हैं और उनको किस तरह से और आगे बढ़ना चाहिए?
Well, America and Bharat, they are natural ally, and they should be natural ally, because One is the largest democracy of the world, and one is oldest democracy of the world. And to keep the democracy alive in the worldwide, these two democracy has to be a good friend. Otherwise, they cannot be a democracy in the world. And I think by having a great friendship between U.S. and India, I think there is a win-win situation because America can get a large middle-class consumer market from the India, and India get a lot of technical, medical, and other state-of-the-art knowledge from the USA. So I think both country has to have this goal, and that's win-win situation for both the country.
डॉक्टर साहब, आपने अमेरिका के कई राष्ट्रपति को नज़दीक से काम करते हुए देखा है, उनके साथ आपने रहे हैं। भारत के नेताओं में और अमेरिका के नेताओं में बेसिक अंतर आप क्या पाते हैं और उनमें समानता क्या पाते हैं, उनकी सोच कैसी है?
Well, I mean, both leaders of the both countries are in the majority of their working, majority of their understanding is always similar because they all work for their own country's interest. And that's why sometimes you may find that why when we are friend, why our friend is behaving this way or that way. But that's all geopolitical interest of the country. And that is bound to happen. But I think both the countries' leaders, at least in last 30 years, 20 years at least, they are kind of together, and they are trying to really lift US-India relation, and it's good for both countries because now India is also getting powerful economically. India has 45% of the young population. The country who has that kind of young population, if they do correct way, the leader, if they do the correct path, then that country can be in no time a world leader.
डॉक्टर साहब, आज़ादी के बाद एक पहला ऐसा मौका आया है जब नरेंद्र मोदी जी पिछले 10 वर्षों से भारत के प्रधानमंत्री हैं और दुनिया के हर देश में कहा जाता है कि भारत के पासपोर्ट की अहमियत और उसका सम्मान बढ़ा है। आपका क्या आकलन है कि नरेंद्र मोदी जी के प्रधानमंत्री बनने के बाद अमेरिका जैसे सबसे ताकतवर देश, उसकी सोच, समझ और उसके व्यवहार में क्या परिवर्तन पाते हैं?
Of course, they now realize and appreciate the strength of the Indian leadership, particularly our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Bhai Modi ji, as well as the people of India. Because now, as you know, that people of India, Indian origin, those who are working in the USA, we are the highest earning community in USA. So our per capita income of Indian Americans is number one. Even we surpass the Jewish community. That shows that our hard work, our consistent work, and our loyalty to both the country, India, and the Karma Bhumi and the Janma Bhumi. So I think, so in USA is because I travel with the two presidents. One is the President Clinton in 2000 when he was president as a delegate, and then again when Gujarat earthquake happened, I came with the President Clinton to Gujarat and helped Gujarat that time 2002 or 3, $50 million help from the USA, and also with the President Obama. And I observed that both the president and George Bush, who was responsible for U.S.-India nuclear deal, all three presidents, their interest is to recognize India more, appreciate India's growing strength, and appreciate India's growing economy and the people of the India. And of course, all credit goes to our leader, Honorable Narendra Bhai Modi, and like others, like him, some other leaders. So I think we are lucky that we have a great leader right now, and probably Prime Minister Modi, his great vision, great understanding of the world, will take, and his way of diplomatic way of working with the other leaders, I think India can reach a very high height, and probably India will be very close to number 2 or 3 country in the world.
डॉक्टर साहब, इन सब के बाद आप सामाजिक क्षेत्र में मदद कर रहे हैं, आप प्रोफेशन से मदद कर रहे हैं, आपको अखबार और टीवी चैनल शुरू करने की क्या ज़रूरत थी कि आपने कई अखबार न्यूयॉर्क से निकाले हैं, आपका टीवी चैनल भी है, इसके पीछे क्या आपकी सोच है?
Well, it's an interesting story. When I turned 60, I threw a big birthday bash party, and where all who's of the senators came to my party in person. Who's of the congressmen came to the party in person because of my long-term relations with them. Plus, the spiritual leader like Pramukh Swami, Shri Ravi Shankar, Baba Ramdev, Acharya Muniji from the Virayatan, and other political leaders of that time in 2006. They all came to my party either in the person or through video, and I asked them one question, that I have started my physician association, I have established a big large temple for the community, means religious temple. I also did this US-India relation, and my journey is almost 45, 50 years of journey. I mean, so then what should I do next? And every one of those spiritual leader and the senators and congressmen, they said that really if you want to serve your country, then empower the second generation. And only way to empower second generation is to acquire the media. And even Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi in 2017 gave me the advice that I should acquire the media to make our voice heard outside India. And that was the only reason I acquired the media, even though I'm a medical doctor, did not know ABC of media or journalism. But I say always, if you acquire that and if you have vision, you can always guide the people and make it successful. And luckily now I'm proud to say that we are the only media left, real media left in our Indian American community, with the 24/7 TV channel, with over 30 million viewers, plus a partnership with our Doordarshan India. And we are showing India's news, or we are showing the kind of India's point of view every day in English and Hindi, morning and evening, on our TV channel. And I'm sure that government of India must be very happy, because this is their platform to tell the world that what we are doing, means government is doing, and what is their reason for doing certain things like merging the Kashmir into the India, and doing so many other initiatives. So I think that's why I went into media, and I think I'm enjoying it, because this is the only media where you can connect our young generation to the India, because otherwise our young generation have Indian ancestry. They like Indian food, Indian clothes, but there is no emotional attachment to the India. And to continue that emotional attachment in the future, and continue protect our US-India relations and make it better, young generation has to appreciate what's happening in India and why it's happening. And this is kind of I'm providing them a window to go through, look through that window towards the India, and Indian young generation should look at what's happening in USA.
डॉक्टर साहब, आपने प्रधानमंत्री जी के सुझाव के बाद मीडिया में आपने अपना पैसा लगा के आपने शुरू किया। आपका कोई बिजनेस का वो मॉडल नहीं है, आपने बताया, लेकिन आप कितना समय दे पाते हो, और जब आपके पास मीडिया नहीं था तब आपकी सोच कैसी थी, और जब आपने मीडिया शुरू कर दिया, उसको कम से कम 10 साल होने आए हैं, अब आपको कैसा लग रहा है एज ए मीडिया मैन?
Well, I mean, I'm doing this. This is my passion. So I'm doing this U.S.-India relation, service to the community, better for the betterment of the community, and empowering the second generation. That's my always passion, and I was doing before I acquired media and after I acquired media. But but after acquiring media, I think I can do more structured way of encouraging second generation, giving them platform to express themselves in every aspect, whether they are writers or they are scientists or they are cultural expert or they are actor or whatever. So we are giving the platform, and as you know that we have a big studio there in Edison, New Jersey, with the auditorium, and all this thing is meant for a community at almost no cost to them, to the community, just to give them the platform to do something. And I'm very happy, and because of this, I'm encouraging a lot of NGOs in my auditorium, in the studio, because I myself is very much interested in philanthropy. For last 15 years, we have NGO called Life Global. I am the chairman of the Life Global. We have our sister organization here called Project Life, and we are running a large blood bank, and we donate 600,000, means 60 lakhs, 600,000, 60 lakhs of blood units every year to the poor people free of charge. And number two, number two, we built 108 primary school in the rural area of the Gujarat and Rajasthan in last 15 years. And we empower almost 20,000 women, those who were coming from the poorest of the poor strata of the society, to taught them a cottage industry and make them independent and self-sufficient to sustain their own family. And the whole idea behind 108 school is that by having this primary school, parents, they send their, particularly the female child to the school, because then they know that in school they have enough facilities, including the enough facility of the sanitation and toiletries and all those things, so they don't have to worry about their own female child. And this is we are surprised that as soon as we built this school, all the schools got full, and there were a lot of competition to come and to attend those schools. And these schools are run by government of Gujarat. After we built, we always give it to the government of Gujarat to run according to the rules and regulations of the education of the state of Gujarat. And then also I'm very much involved in Akshay Patra, where, as you know, Akshay Patra serves the midday hot meal to 2 million children in India, in different part of the India. And I'm the senior advisor to Akshay Patra. Every year we raise at least $3 to $5 million fund for the Akshay Patra and to feed these children. Our goal is that by 2030 we should feed at least 3 to 4 million children every day. This is every day we are feeding 2 million children right now. And the third one is Ekal Vidyalay. Ekal Vidyalay started from my home with in the presence of Shri Shri Ravi Shankar and industrialist Mohan Mittal, who is the father of the Lalit Mittal. And this Ekal Vidyalaya is nothing but is one teacher school in the tribal area of the Gujarat and surrounding area. And today the Ekal Vidyalaya is become such a successful model. And again we raise a lot of money every year for Ekal Vidyalaya, and that way all the tribal children, poor people in the community, particularly in the Pichhada community or backward community, they can have kind of opportunity to learn something, and because I always believe that education is a great donation, because by educating someone, you are uplifting the family of that child, and not only family. Once family gets uplifted, the child gets educated, and the whole country gets educated and become prosperous.
डॉक्टर साहब, आप अपना प्रोफेशन में समय लगाते हैं, दोनों देशों के संबंधों को मजबूत बनाने में बहुत समय लगाते हैं, कम्युनिटी डेवलपमेंट पे लगाते हैं, और जो एक सबसे महत्वपूर्ण पक्ष हमको बताया गया है कि आप हिंदुस्तान से जाने वाले हर साधु संत को बहुत बड़ा प्लेटफॉर्म देते हैं, उनको बहुत सहयोग करते हैं। तो इन सारे चीज़ों में साधु संत लोग आपके बहुत शुभचिंतक हैं, सरकार आपकी शुभचिंतक है, गुजरात के और गुजरात के बाहर के जो लोग समाज सेवी है, लीडर्स हैं, पॉलिटिशियंस हैं, चीफ मिनिस्टर, वो लोग आपके बहुत शुभचिंतक हैं। ये सारी चीज़ों को आप सबको एक साथ बढ़ाने में समय का ऐसा प्रबंधन करते हैं, ये आप हमारे दर्शकों को बताएं।
Always I tell young people or any people who ask me that where do you get this time every day? And as you know that I'm not too young either myself, but I always believe that there is always time in your life or in a given day. Only question is how you reshuffle your priorities. If you reshuffle your priorities properly, then there is enough time to do everything and anything.
डॉक्टर साहब, आपने हमारे दर्शकों को अपनी यात्रा के बारे में संक्षेप में बताया। अभी आपके पास बहुत कुछ कहने के लिए, लेकिन हमारे देश के नेताओं को, हमारे देश के युवाओं को और हमारे देश के साधु संतों को आप सबसे मिलते हैं, उनके बारे में आप क्या ये कहना चाहेंगे कि भविष्य में उनका सम्मान बढ़े और उनकी मजबूती दुनिया में बढ़े? इसके लिए आप अपने अनुभव को किस तरह से साझा करेंगे?
मैं बिलीव करता हूँ और मैं समझता हूँ कि जो हम हैं और मैं हूँ, वो बिकॉज ऑफ माय पेरेंट्स, बिकॉज ऑफ माय कंट्री, because of my guidance of all these sadhu and sons, their spiritual teaching and their great blessing. And so I always tell young generation that always respect all these sadhu sons and spiritual leaders, because they always have something to teach you, and we can learn something from these sadhus and sons, as well as our national leaders, including our prime ministers or our chief ministers or any leaders, and always be honest in the life, be consistent, and always try to never forget those who help you when you were coming up, and hold the hands of the others, respect the others as you wish, as you expect respect from others. You respect others the same way, whether it's a successful person or it's a small person or not successful person, because if you respect everyone, you earn the respect, and that kind of thinking one should carry in their life.
डॉक्टर साहब, आखिरी सवाल आपसे ये जानना चाहूँगा कि हमारे देश का युवा हिंदुस्तान से बाहर जा रहा है, उनके संस्कारों जनरेशन गैप है और एक नया वातावरण देश के सामने बन रहा है। ऐसे में हमारे यूथ देखा गया कि अपने कल्चर पर कम फोकस करते हैं, अपने लेगेसी पर कम करते हैं। तो हमारा देश का जो युवा बाहर जा रहा है वो मजबूत बने, शक्तिशाली बने, तो उनको किन बातों को ध्यान में रखना चाहिए और किस उद्देश्य के साथ आगे बढ़ना चाहिए?
अपने युवा जो बाहर जा रहे हैं, ऐसा इनिशियली लगता है सुपरफिशियली कि वो लोग काइंड ऑफ नॉट फॉलोइंग आवर कल्चर और हेरिटेज, बट वंस दे गो देयर, वी senior leaders there, we make sure that they belong to some cultural association, they belong to some temple, so the structures, or they belong to certain society welfare. And I think you would be surprised to see that after a while, not right away, but after a while, when they become successful in their own profession, most of the those young students, they get more religious. Probably in Western countries, our children, those who are educated properly, they all are more religious. They have more respect for the society. They have more to help, and they have more respect towards the country. Even though they don't have that much emotional connect with the Mother India, but it's mine and people. I mean, my friends like my contemporary friends. That is our responsibility to make sure that we try to explain to them, make them understand and educate them to become more emotionally attached to our motherland. And I think that's if they will do, I'm sure they will do it. And once they do it, we all feel great.
डॉक्टर साहब, आज आपने अपनी भारत यात्रा के दौरान ब्लिट्स इंडिया से बातचीत करने के लिए अपने कीमती समय में से थोड़ा समय ब्लिट्स इंडिया को दिया। इसके लिए ब्लिट्स इंडिया आपका हृदय से आभारी है। धन्यवाद। नमस्कार।
Namaskar. Namaskar, everyone.